Okay, this is a unicorn grade state report about Nevada. And this is in the year 2014, 5th grade. Nice hand-drawn. Got the flag, got an animal, and a great seal. Table of contents, there's 20 pages in this, at least. All for our country. My name is Neha, and I'm going to introduce you to Nevada, also known as the Silver State and Battle-Born, because it achieved statehood during the Civil War and produces some of the most silver in the country. The many snow-covered mountains give this state a special beauty. In fact, the name Nevada comes from the Spanish word meaning snow-covered. It is located in the southern mountain west. This state is the 35th most populous, 7th most extensive state. Nevada is loaded with beautiful places to sightsee, such as the Hoover Dam, Red Rock Canyon National Park, Las Vegas, and the famous Great Reno Balloon Race. Of course, you don't want to forget Nevada's bustling capital, Carson City, so if you want to see colorful hot air balloons, Red Rock Canyon casinos, and many more fascinating things, make sure you visit this snow-covered state. Loads of history. Nevada, a rugged western state, has loads of history. It was accepted into the U.S. territory on October 31st, 1864, as the 36th state. One of the reasons Abraham Lincoln wanted Nevada as a state was because they opposed slavery. Of course, before many people started living there, Native Americans claimed the land of Nevada as theirs. Some of the many Indian tribes were the northern and southern Paiute, Shoshone, Ute, Hualapai, and Washoe. Not all of these tribes spoke English. They lived in many different types of homes, such as teepees. Of course, all of these tribes had their own parts of Nevada claimed as theirs. After the Native Americans, though, Spain claimed Nevada's land, but in 1821, Mexicans took over the Nevada territory. In February of 1859, Nevada miners made rich strikes of silver. The rush was on. There was silver in Washoe County. Miners flocked to the Comstock lode, the new gold rush. Virginia City, the biggest community, was born. Many died due to the scarce supply of food or the dangerous work in the mines. Bringing supplies from California during winter was impossible, once snow had blocked the Sierra passes, but the few who did have supplies struck it rich in a new way and sold them for amazingly high prices. For instance, a bag of flour cost $885 each, so the people who finally struck it rich in the end were not the hard-working miners, but the shopkeepers who gave them food and supplies. Nevada is known for its historical sites as well. One of these sites is Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam is a 775-foot tall dam, built because it was needed to block the Colorado River. Unfortunately, it was needed around the time of the Great Depression, so it was extremely hard to get the things they needed. The workers took years to build it, worked all day long in the hot sun, but were paid minimum wage. Nevada is full of famous people as well. One of these people is Winnemucca, from 1799 to 1882, an Indian chief who tried to make peace between Indians and white settlers. In fact, he was so famous that he even had the entire town of Winnemucca named after him. His daughter, Sarah Winnemucca, from 1844 to 1891, fought for freedom when white settlers took her home. Another woman, Hannah Clapp, 1824 to 1898, moved to Carson City in 1860 and opened a school called Miss Clapp's School. It was one of the first schools in the West to accept both girls and boys. Today, the Silver State leads the country in mining silver and gold. This is just the beginning, though, because Nevada's enchanted history stretches on for miles. Cities and deserts. Nevada, a western state, is covered with plants, shrubs, grassland, and desert. The states bordering Nevada are Arizona, Idaho, California, Oregon, and Utah. This state is 110,540 square miles and has a population of 2 million people. The three major cities are Las Vegas, Reno, and Henderson. The capital, though, is Carson City. This town had grown on the site of a pioneer trading post. Carson City's major attraction is the State Museum. It is 9 miles from Lake Tahoe. Another important city is Reno, the biggest little city in the world, a major gambling center. It has other attractions, though, such as the Nevada Historical Society Museum, Nevada's oldest museum, and the National Automobile Museum. One of Nevada's major landforms is Red Rock Canyon National Park. It is known for having rock formations that appear red. This is due to the tremendous amount of iron in the rocks. Not only do people visit to see Red Rock Canyon National Park, but also to see Lake Mead, Lake Tahoe, and the Colorado River, some of Nevada's major water forms. In the winter and even the summer, many people visit Lake Tahoe because of the beautiful, serene water that it maintains all year long. This lake is also the border between North and South Lake Tahoe. The Colorado River is where many states get their water from, and located inside the Colorado River is Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States. It is divided into several bodies such as Boulder Basin, Virgin Basin, and the Narrows. Who knows, this barren grassland of a state might be where you strike it rich. And here's Nevada's topography map, done in colored pencil with legend. The real West. Nevada, or the real West as farmers call it, is the driest of the 50 states. Deserts in the state receive less than 5 inches of rain a year and 7 inches of rain and melted snow. The hot weather causes furious sandstorms, sometimes known as dust devils. Summers in Nevada can reach up to 105 degrees, and winters can reach 20 degrees or less, which causes thick fog. It is one of the few states to have a lower state of water to land, with 1/150th of Nevada covered by water. Because of this shortage, there are no large bodies of water to moderate Nevada's climate. Most of the snowfall in Nevada falls in the mountains. In fact, in the winter, snow blocks the Sierra passes. Because of this, the lowest lands receive little snow and are usually really hot. So if you like warm summers, mountains, and snow, Nevada is the place for you to go. I like that little rhyming scheme at the conclusion. Nevada climate map. The Treasury. Although much of Nevada's economy is directed mostly towards their casinos and gambling industry, this rich state is also widely benefited by their businesses, mining, agriculture, and of course, tourism. And Nevada's treasury is always earning more money. Some of the many agricultural products that Nevada sells includes barley, beef, dairy products, hay, potatoes, poultry, sheep, and wheat. For a long time, ranching has remained Nevada's leading agricultural activity, with the largest herds of cattle in the northern half of the state. Farmers rely on irrigation, water to grow hay, oats, and barley as food for the livestock. The one problem with Nevada's agricultural development, though, is their limited supply of water. With the few solutions they have, farmers are trying to use their water supply more efficiently. One method involves covering irrigation canals so the water does not evaporate with the heat of the sun. Mining has always been an important key point in Nevada's economy. In the 1970s, copper was a major economic boom, but eventually in the 1980s, the copper mines were closed. Some of the many minerals mined are gypsum, barite, limestone, sand, and gravel. These minerals create big business for Nevada. Using new technologies, tiny amounts of metal are removed from massive heaps of earlier gold rushes. Opals and turquoise are also mined, with silver taking the lead. Another important economic activity in Nevada is warehousing and manufacturing. This state manufactures concrete, electronics, plastic, printed material, and processed foods. Because of the low-cost labor and land, large warehouses can easily be built. Because of the many interstate highways and railways, goods are easily shipped through almost anywhere in the state. This provides thousands of jobs each year throughout the state. And of course, the big